weird clunking you hear in the background, there is a hole in the roof of my truck, and the wind catches it and basically pops the roof of the truck up and down. And there's no really way to fix it without some time and money invested, and my company will definitely not spend the time or money to fix the hole in the roof of my truck. So clunk clunk it is. It's annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm out here making money, and the good thing about working for a crappy company is they really don't pay attention to what I do, so I can kind of do whatever I want. So it is what it is. I'll suffer the shitty truck in order for a little bit of freedom. And speaking of freedom, I know I've mentioned before that I believe in two kinds of freedom. First of all, the freedom of choice, which is the kind of freedom that wealthy people have, where they have the freedom to live where they want, to take trips where they want, to get the kind of car they want, to do the activities that they want. There's a lot of options on the table if you have the freedom of choice that usually arrives with having significant resources. The other kind of freedom is the freedom from responsibility. This is the kind of freedom that a homeless person has, where they really don't have a whole lot to worry about besides basic survival. They don't have to worry about a boss or work or a financial portfolio or insurance or taxes or junk mail or email or, you name it. Or they don't have to worry about shit. However, they really don't have a whole lot of choice. Somebody comes and kicks them out, they have to pack up their tent and move. And where they move is very dependent on where they won't get kicked out of and how far they can walk. There's not a whole lot of options out there. But not a whole lot of responsibility either, or worries. So, yeah, those two kinds of freedom. Freedom of choice, and freedom from responsibility. Now, my plan for the future, although plan is I don't know if that's the right word, it might be more idea. Can't really call it a plan till it's happening. But my idea for the future of, first of all, becoming a millionaire by busting ass and being frugal and investing. And then, having achieved said monetary goal, going into what amounts to van life or camper life, getting some sort of small camper and living out in nature till whenever I feel like not doing it. I think that my plan combines both kinds of freedom. So first of all, the freedom of choice. My lifestyle of living out in campgrounds will be a choice, and I will know that it's a choice. Although it's going to be very similar to the lifestyle of a homeless person, because I'm going to be out there in a very small camper, or having a tent with me as well. So living between the tent and the camper. But it's going to be a choice. And I will also have the choice, the freedom to whenever I decide to pivot from life in the woods, I will have the financial resources, hopefully still, all things going as planned. I will still have the financial resources to pivot to a different lifestyle. However, the camper/van lifestyle will be very free from responsibility. I will not have many material possessions. I will not have responsibilities as far as work goes. So there really won't be a lot of worries in my life. Not much responsibility. There will be that sort of carefree freedom enjoyed by, just a homeless person living in the woods. I don't know how carefree they are, but I can assume that there is a small level of carefree living in that sort of lifestyle choice. And I will also have the freedom of that rich people enjoy, more or less. I'm probably never going to be that wealthy, but I will have other options if I so decide. So I was thinking about that the other day, and it's like, yeah, that's actually a very good plan, because my number one personal value is freedom. And being able to enjoy both kinds of freedom at the same time is a very rare occurrence indeed. And I think I found out a way to do it. So if all goes as planned, that's a big old if, of course, then I shall be enjoying all kinds of freedom.